YouTube. Everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Awesome. So if you've not met me before, I am Coach Owen at Performance OBJ. So some of you I have spoken to, some of you I have not. But either way, I am one of the School of Calisthenics coaches. So I'll be taking you through today's workout, which is push-based. So hopefully your chest and your shoulders are feeling good, no pain or injury. And we will, without further ado, introduce the session and get going. So I'm going to talk to you about the importance of push-ups and good push-up technique. Oh, you guys live. So yes, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of push-ups and good push-up technique, that transfer of force throughout the whole kinetic chain. And then from there, I'm going to show you how you can either regress or progress as we go along. Ciao. Buongiorno a tutti. So when we're looking at push-ups, and especially now that we're in a scenario where you may not have access to a gym, a lot of people are coming back to bodyweight training. Now, for me at the School of Calisthenics, I've been part of calisthenics journey for a number of years now, so prior to lockdown. But now that we are in lockdown, a lot of you are looking for alternatives to create overload within our training sessions and enjoy bodyweight training. But sometimes it can be difficult to work out what the next variation is or how you can continue to challenge yourselves. So what we're constantly looking for is something called progressive overload. Now, in order to get overload, we can do that in a number of ways. We can challenge ourselves by working longer, i.e. more time under tension. So we're going to look at that. That's called eccentrics. We're going to look at ways of challenging ourselves like unilaterally. So we're going to go into something called an archer push-up. We're going to look at something called a plyometric as well. So the power or the force that we have to generate will be a much sharper stimulus to our fibers. Therefore, again, the contractile force is having to be created in a much shorter, sharper fashion. So again, taking that effort and go boom, like making it a much more conscious effort. And then finally, I'm going to look at showing you something with a resistance band and also a little bit greater range of motion. So without further ado, we will get going. So hopefully you've got a bit of space, you can warm up. So we're going to start by incorporating the whole of the kinetic chain. We're going to do a caterpillar. So when I'm thinking about doing a caterpillar, it's got a lot of carryover to that of a push-up. So I'm making sure that I'm in good positions here. I'm not sagging through the hips. Again, if you want to do handstands, back levers, a lot of the calisthenic stuff, we need to transfer force through the whole kinetic chain. So move these yoga blocks out of the way. So to start with, what we want to be doing, standing upright, and I'm going to walk to you. I'll show you what I want to start with. I'll show you from the front and then the side, and then I'm going to get you guys to do it as well. So caterpillars. I'm going to be stood upright. I'm going to be walking out, so transferring force all the way out. Again, in this good position, I'm not sagging through the hips. I'm not arched, so I'm keeping a nice straight line. Shoulder, hip, all the way down to the ankle, and then I'm going to walk back. The nice thing about a caterpillar is it warms the shoulders, warms the wrist, and it also gets a little bit of mobilization through the posterior chain, hamstrings, etc. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of these now. Again, these are called caterpillars, but you're basically going down into that plank position and then walking back up. That makes sense? Let's go. So 10 caterpillars. So standing upright, progressively walk your hands further out, transfer of force, glutes nice and tight, screwing those shoulders in so the elbows pointing back, and then we're going to walk back. That's one, okay? Again, walking, fold at the hips, driving elbows back, screwing those shoulders in, glutes on tight, walking back. That's two. Again, transfer of force. Don't feel like you need to do all 10. Elbows back, glutes on, like you've got 20-pound notes stuck between your bum cheeks. Walking back. 3. Rest as much as you need. Again, first movement, I like to oscillate, have a little play with that position, see what it feels like, walking back. 4. Glutes on, again, not sagging here, keeping those bum nice and tight. Walking back. We'll do one from the side. Walking out. Glutes on, elbows pointed back. Good, halfway. Good. Fold at the hips. Notice how now the hamstrings are getting a little bit looser, so we can fold a little bit better. Walking out, elbows back. Again, not sagging, nice straight line. Walking back. Good. 4 more. Big breath at the top. Nasal breathe if you can. Walking out. If you can go further, feel free to start pushing that range now, so you can create a longer chain. Good. 3 more. Walking out. Slightly further if you want to. Again, not compromising through that back. 2 more. Walking out. One nice and tight. You can really feel those lower abs working, the longest shape you can. 1 more. Again, fold at the hips. Walking out, nice and slow. Squeeze the bum. Walking back. Good. Nice. So that's a really nice sort of dynamic warm up. You can hear me sort of breathing a little bit harder. I can't touch the floor close to my feet. Don't worry about that. So that's hamstring mobility. But you'll find the more of those that you do, that you'll be able to fold or hinge more over time. So don't worry about that. That's not a problem. But that's just something to get you moving and grooving to start with. So one thing we need to think about, we see a lot of commercial gyms or workouts. People are just going to go, when they're doing push-ups, they're just kind of trying to go for max reps, maximum intensity, but then the quality degrades over time. So the main thing I want you to think about during this workout is the quality. I'd rather you do less reps, but better quality, rather than go for more reps and worse quality. Okay, so really think about quality during this workout. We'll also need to think about if you're getting any pain or discomfort through your shoulders, then there's a problem somewhere through that chain. So we want to stay away from pain. If you are getting any pain, make a mental note, and then it might be a bit of tightness coming through the pec or the shoulder. So that's something to go off and look at. If that's the case, you can use something like a massage ball driving into these tight areas. Because again, if we're trying to elicit force through here, and this is all gummed up, then you might need something like a massage ball or a dog ball. Just spend some time in there, okay? Anyway, we'll continue with the workout. So that was a caterpillar. So within that, we're dynamically moving in and out of that top plank position. So when we go from here, what we're going to look at now is a good plank position. And then we're going to drop into a push-up momentarily. So to start with, good plank position. What I'm thinking about doing is elbows screwed in so they're pointing backwards, okay? I don't want to be out here. I want to be, boom, elbows pointing back. So to start with, you can do it over a shorter distance. And if that feels good, what we're not trying to do, we're not slumping into the shoulders here. We're not hanging out in that shoulder capsule. We're being nice and proud. So pushing the ground away, protract. Here, pushing the ground away. So nice strong position to start with. So from here, pushing the ground, I'm going to take one foot and then the other foot, keeping everything in one line. We're going to go for 10 seconds, okay? So 10-second plank. So again, you've got a regression here. So you can just hang out on all fours, or if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, go for a longer position, okay? We're going to go for 10 seconds. So pick your position. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Elbows in, glutes on. Again, not sagging, squeezing up. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Again, we're not going to go super challenging on that. Obviously, you can build more and more time. Man like Jacko, you can build more time in those positions, okay? But what we were looking to do is progress these positions now. So elbows screwed in. We're now going to do what's called protraction, retraction. So a healthy shoulder is able to go up, elevate, depress, protract, and retract. So a good position when we're in a push-up, we're going to retract. So put shoulder blades together, come down, drive up, and then we can push away at the top, okay? Don't worry too much about the top. So we're going to look at good push-up technique now. So if you need to regress at any point, what you can do is either come onto the knees and work that same technique just in a shortened lever length. Calisthenics is easy in the sense that if it's too hard, scale back. So reduce that lever length. So push-ups now. Elbows nice and tight. You can either do it on your knees, take the knees slightly further back, or a third option, full push-up position. You can come down in the eccentric, drop the knees, and then push back up this way. Okay? Again, keeping those elbows nice and tight. So we're going to go 10 push-ups. Aiming anywhere between 5 and 10 push-ups. Okay? So I'm going to do 10. Feel free to join me. But anywhere between 5 and 10. Again, remember what I said at the start. Focus on quality. I want quality, not quantity. Cool. So, push-ups. Take this off, getting warm. Right. So, remember what I said about shoulders as well. We're here, so pushing the ground away at the top. We're going to drop down, keeping those elbows straight. Come all the way down. Push. And then if you want to finish at the top, what's called a push-up plus. 10 push-ups. Let's go. So, elbows tight to the side of the shoulders. Driving the ground away. Drop down. All the way down. And push up. And if you want to finish at the top, push away. Good. 1. Down. Drive up. All the way up. Push-up plus. 2. Elbows tight. Glutes on. Push. Push the ground away. 3. Keeping those elbows screwed in. Tight. Nice and slow. Push. Push. Good. 4. Elbows tight. Screwing into the ground. Fingertips facing forwards. Slowly down. Slowly down. Push. Push. 5. Again, if you need to rest at any point, just drop your knees. Join back in a minute. So halfway. Elbows tight. Slowly down. 3, 2, 1. Push. Push away at the top if you've got the energy. Again. Bring the shoulder blades together, screwing in. Down, push, push. We've got 3 more. Tight. 3, 2, 1. Push, push. Good. 2 more. Elbows tight. Glutes on. Keeping the neck neutral. Good. Push, push. Last one. Elbows tight. Slowly down. Push and push. Good. So that's 10 reps. Well done if you did all 10. So if you can feel or see what I was doing there, the start position, I was driving the ground away and then pulling the shoulder blades back. Shoulder blades touch together. And then that is the start. When I initiate the push up, slowly down, push, and then finish. That final little bit, really helpful for your serratus and your scapula, just to drive and create stability throughout the scapula and the basically our posterior of the shoulder. Nice, good. So that we're focusing quite heavily on eccentrics. So eccentrics, when we're creating more time under tension. So that's a way to make that's 10 push-ups. But that felt quite difficult, right? Definitely felt difficult for me. I know JD Stones is boom, feeling pumped after that. So that's a little bit of technique breakdown, and then also looking at more time under tension or eccentrics. Okay. Now what we're going to do, rather than being shoulder width, we're going to bring it closer. So think of these as like a diamond push-up, but this is going to be a lot heavier on the tricep. So anyone seen the hashtag triceps like Tim? Now Tim has got those triceps because he's an absolute beast at pushing strength. Okay. So again, his form has followed his function. He hasn't just gone for pure mass. His mass is mass that moves as well. So what we're going to look at now, again, if you look at an arm, a tricep, if you want big arms, if you're if you're into that, the tricep takes up 2/3 of your arm, okay? So what we're looking to do, if you want bigger arms, what we're going to do now, bring those shoulders in or hands closer together. This is far more dominant on the tricep, okay? I'll show you what I'm after. So tricep or diamond push-ups, screwing those elbows in. So rather than being shoulder width, we're going to bring it closer. Again, find a position that feels comfortable for your shoulder. If you start getting any pain or impingement, stay away from that and just find something that's more comfortable for you. So, elbows, I'm going to bring them closer together, but still screwing them. You see that? So, the soft part of the elbow is facing. Now I'm going to drive or screw them in. So, elbows pointing back. Go in that plank position. We're going to do 10 again. Okay? The diamond push-ups, heavy on the tricep. 10. Nice and controlled. Again, quality reps. So, when you're ready, guys, 10 push-ups, or as many as you can do. Okay, up to 10. So, screwing those elbows in, bring those hands closer. Again, you can do these on your knees. That's a total fine possibility, but just give me good technique. So, screwing in, let's go. 10 reps, 3, 2, 1. Down, push, 10. Slowly down, push, 9. Again, finish with a protraction if you want. Down, push, 8. Keeping those glutes on. 7. Good, keep them nice and tight. 6. Push away. 5. Push. 4. Push. Good, 3 more. 3. 2. 1 more. Oh, triceps, I can feel that one. Yes, if you want to use handles, feel free to do that. So the reason we would look to use a handle, for those of you who may or may not have push-up handles, when we're in a push-up position, our wrist is in wrist extension. So if you're getting any pain through the junction of the wrist or through your elbows or anything like that, what it can be is if you change that to a neutral grip, i.e. gripping two handles, then that's a straight line. You're no longer in extension here, but you'll be here in a straight line. So if that's something you want to use, feel free to do that. Triceps like roast chicken dinner now. I think is that a good thing? Absolutely toasted, I'd imagine. Good. I'll just answer some questions. That's good for me to get working on, keep my elbows locked. Yeah, so when we're in that top position, we're not trying to smash our elbow through, but what we're trying to do is just be a very definite push, that straight arm strength, especially when we're doing things like handstands. We're not bent, we're pushing away like this. Again, any questions, feel free to chuck them in and I'll try and answer them as we go. A few booms coming through. Boom! We'll go on to the next exercise in a second. Right. So what we're going to do now. Boop, boop, boop. Right. So nice, guys. So far, quick recap. We've done eccentric. So that those first push-ups we did, they were nice and slow and controlled. Second, we went into those diamond or tricep push-ups. Talking time is recovery time. You know, James. So what we're going to look to do now is unilateral. So by doing what's called an archer push-up, what that means is rather than being here, so shoulder width, we're going to move one arm over to the side, still keeping this arm nice and tight to push away, and then going to move over, keeping this elbow tight, come down, push back up. But what it means is you're probably working 70-30, so this is probably doing 70% of the work, and this arm out here doing 30%. Now, remember, this is scalable. So don't feel like you need to do the widest archer push-ups that you're physically capable of. We're going to do 10 total reps. So 5 each side. We're going to do right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay? So this is really good. If you've got a strength imbalance between one side and the other side, this will potentially be highlighted now as we go through this exercise. Okay, so this is an archer push-up, really good for building that unilateral strength, i.e. one side versus the other side. So this position now, remember, keep everything the same. Elbow nice and tight. But this other arm is acting as a supporting arm. So you see that? So the other day, Friday, we did staggered push-ups. We're basically staggering, but we're moving over left to right. Hopefully that makes sense. Remember, you still got those options if you want to regress. Do it on your knees or control that eccentric, drop the knees and push up. All of these are totally applicable locker tools. So do not worry about that. So arch push-ups, unilateral. I'll show you one to start with, and then you guys join in with me. So I'm going to leave my left arm close. I'm going to move my right arm. I'm going to come up to the center, and I'm going to move over to the other side. Tie rider push-ups, arch push-ups. They've got a few different names. Just move this down. For diamond push-ups, how close should my hands be? As close as you can get them, but without any pain. So the closer you come, the more tricep dominance it is, the long head of the tricep. So anytime you come closer in, it's going to be more tricep dominance either. So from here, I'm going to go left arm first, keeping my right arm out, glutes on nice and tight. I'm going to move down, push up, back to the center, move that left over, down, push back up. Notice how I did a push session yesterday, so my chest is quite sore. So I'm not going super wide. Notice that. I'm keeping it controllable, but still going slightly wider. So I'll show you that again. Left arm to the side, down, push it up, move to the right, down, up, back to the center. Okay, I'm going to do 10 total reps. If you need to rest at any time, please feel free to do so. Don't feel like you need to do all 10. Just make a note how we've progressed these exercises. Right, less of me talking, more working. Right, 10 push-ups total. If you're an absolute beast, feel free to do 10 on each side. Ready? Glutes on, abs on, elbows pointing back, 10 reps. So here, move to the left, down, push up, back to the center. To the right, down, push up, back to the center. That's 2. Down, up, 3. Down, up, 4. Move over, down, up, 5. Good, halfway. If you're struggling with this, remember, control that eccentric, come back to the center, push back up, okay? Down, up, that's 6. Down, 7, over, down, 8, down, up, 9, one more, down, up, 10. Whew. Tough. Those are tough. So I'll answer some questions on those because they're quite a tricky one to get correct. They sound easy, but there's a few coaching cues. So there's a really nice question. You should, okay, so when we're talking textbook, what we should be doing is coming down predominantly on one arm, pushing back up, move over, back to the center or move over to the other arm, down, push back up. Now, what you may find is that you can control on the way down, but then have to come back to the center and then push up using both arms. So remember, using that locker tool, eccentric, you're stronger in the lowering portion. So you might find you here, so my right arm's over here, I'm lowering down, 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 then have to come to the center to push back up. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, when we're talking about what the ideal or the textbook one, you're coming down on one arm, move over, down to the other, move over, okay? But again, we're just looking at ways that we can facilitate good quality movement. Enrico, you're new. Respect. Yes, thank you, Graham. Keep the arm close to the body when you go down and then press up, ideally. But remember, we're trying to utilize form to match you where you are at. So Enrico, thank you for joining, mate. Right, so that was an archer push-up. What we're going to look at doing now is creating a greater range of motion. So when we look at creating strength over greater range, when we modify the length-tension relationship, which is what we're going to be doing with these, what we're going to do now, whether you use yoga blocks, some of you have got push-up handles, I know this. If you've got a couple of dumbbells, say you've got a dumbbell that you can utilize just to create slightly more range. So utilize whatever you've got by using something like a dumbbell. I'm going to use yoga blocks or parallettes, whatever you've got. Now I'm going to drop down and I'm going to go, I've created a false floor. So I'm having to exert or create strength through a greater range of motion. So when you do something like these and then go back to normal push-ups feel easier because you are stronger through greater range. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm after. So we're going to do 10. So whether you use that or you use some books or just something to elevate you, it doesn't have to be massive. I just want you to feel the difference. Same coaching cues, elbows pointing back, screwing those hands into the floor, keeping them nice and tight to the body, driving up. Okay, so hopefully you found something. Show you what I'm after. Elbows nice and tight, glutes on, slowly down. My chest now comes through, and now I can push away. So I'm creating a false floor for which I can then drop my chest through and get stronger. Cool. You guys see okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Right. How many reps? 10. Just for a change. Haha. So I'm going to use yoga blocks, but feel free to use whatever you've got. I'm going to use them flat. Again, be nice and safe and steady, guys. Don't try and do something on too unbalanced. But 10 reps. Let's go for this. Again, I'm going to drop my fingertips just over the edge as well, slightly kinder on your wrists. So 10 reps. Glutes on, elbows screwed back. Let's go. Slowly down. 3, 2, 1. Push. And remember, if you've got it, push away at the top as well, keeping those arms straight. Good. That's 1, 2, 4. Push, push. 9 reps. 1, 2. Push, push. 8. Slowly down. Elbows tight. Glutes on. Push. 7. Good. Keep going. 6. Elbows tight. Push. 5. Push. 4. Good. Elbows tight. Glutes on. Push. 3. 2 more. Let's go. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Drop your knees if you have to. Push. Last 1. Elbows tight. Slowly down. Let's go. Push and push. Woo! That's a workout. Woo! So I can really feel that. Again, you feel it a lot more on your pecs because you now, rather than stopping here, you're actually bringing your hands further back like this. So your elbows are going more into extension. You feel that? So you definitely feel it more on your chest. How to maintain wrist health while doing push-ups. So if you are getting any pain through your wrists, I'd advise to either you can use like wrist wraps or look to modify the position that you are pushing in. So using something like a dumbbell, so I can now keep that wrist straight so it's not extended, or push-up handles or anything like that. JD, I'm the same as you. I did push as well yesterday, so my chest is on fire. Right. Right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do plyometric push-up. So some of you are going to enjoy these. So now we're going to drop the reps. We're going to do 5. But what we're thinking about is sending maximum stimulus as we come out of that bottom position. We're going to drive ourselves away. So, quick story. Did anyone watch the Hafthor Bjornsson do the 501 kilogram deadlift? Basically, when he's doing the deadlift, he is moving that bar with maximum intent. He's sending a really strong stimulus to his central nervous system. It's like, this bar's got to move. Boom, let's go. But the bar itself isn't moving that quick. But the intent is there. So some of you have seen it. So Lynn Tan, in answer to your question, so Lynn has asked, what speed is better for push-ups, fast or slow? So a lot of our push-ups up to this point have been slow, okay? Really nice and controlled. Norris, good to see you, bro. So these have been really nice and slow and controlled. But what we're going to do now is do plyometric. So I'm really thinking about, boom, pushing that ground away, right? I'll show you what I'm after. So now we're gonna move fast. So elbows nice and tight. This is when you do like a clapping push-up. So you'll be down. So again, nice and controlled. I'm going to come down and push. Okay. So now I'm sending a really strong stimulus to push. Okay. Those fast twitch muscle fibers. So we've been quite slow and controlled, building a lot of strength, a lot of time and attention. Now, plyometrics. So if you're an athlete, you'll train plyometrics because a lot of time in sport, we have to move fast. But in answer to your question, Lynn, it's good to train both. Very good to train both because different fibers respond to different stimulus. Right, so we're going to do 5 of these. Take your time. If you've not done them before, go steady and don't feel like you have to do a clap, okay? So it may look like this. You may be on your knees and you may come down and push because you're still driving with maximum intent. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be in the full plank. So those of you joining me, James, I know you're on this. So we're going to do 5. But we're going to rest in between. We're going to do 5, recatch, and rebreath. 4, rebreath. Okay? So let's go. Elbows nice and tight. If you want to have a go at these, feel free. Elbows tight. I'm going to control. Boom! And explode out the bottom. Okay? See that? Slow. Boom! Let's go. Right? So all you guys booming out there, you're going to absolutely smash it. While clapping, do we need to keep hands straight downward and clap so they get full rub? While clapping, do we need to keep hand straight downward? Yeah, so we still want to go full range. We don't want to short ourselves. We want to go full range and then drive from that very bottom position out here like that, okay? Cool. Rich Edwards, hope you enjoyed later, mate. So, I'm going to do 5 of these. Elbows nice and tight, okay? When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, tight. Slowly down. 1, good. Take a rest. Let's go. Again. 3, 2, 1. Push. That's 2. Got 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Push. 3. Got 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Last one. 3, 2. Woo! Yes. Oh. And there's a reason we capped that at 5. Some of you might be an absolute beast, but I find that after like 3 or 5 max efforts, that my quality will really start to degrade. So what you could do is do those 5 and then just do 5 normal push-ups to again create more overload. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So just to recap, we spent a lot of time on those eccentrics. We did like technique, so that dynamic warm-up using caterpillars. Then from there, we went into eccentrics. Lots of time under tension. Diamond push-ups came next, so that's when we kept everything nice and close to the body, working heavy on the triceps. Okay. From there, archer push-ups, so unilateral work. Again, feel free to experiment with that. You could even use like a yoga block on one side to just modify where you're getting stronger. And then from there, those plyometric ones at the end. So a really good way to create overload. So we looked at different muscle fiber types, type 1, type 2. So type 1, quite low, slow, whereas type 2, quite fast. But hopefully there gives you some ideas how you can create overload. Now what you can do now is go off and put some of those together in like a sequence. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some ideas. Now, if you want to get more into like bodyweight program, if you go on School of Calisthenics, there is a free bodyweight beginners program. So either look on my profile. So my name's Coach Owen Jackson. So at Performance OBJ. So at PERFORMANC OBJ. So have a look on there. There's a link in my bio, and that's completely free. That'll be free throughout lockdown. The session we did today is basically taking some of those principles that you look at in that bodyweight program, and then from there you can feel free to explore and experiment and put it into your own routine. Even if you just did that, there's a few circuits. That'd be awesome. That'd be a really good push-based routine. Remember, it's also therapeutic. We need to work on the back as well. You don't have to do that today, but throughout your week, you need to work agonist, antagonist, front and back all the time. So in a classic bodybuilder split, you might do chest and back, okay? Front and back, bis and tris. Again, we constantly want to be working both structures. And then from there, obviously, just feel free to get stuck into handstands. Hashtag handstand up to Corona. Something going on pretty much every day, so you can win a free virtual membership to the School of Calisthenics classroom, which is flipping awesome. There's so much content in there. If you've got any questions, feel free to stick them down now, and I will hopefully answer them. For those of you who've enjoyed the workout, please feel free to follow me at Performance OBJ, PerformanceOBJ. That'll be awesome, and let me know how you're getting on. I'd love that. What else? I think that's pretty much everything. Just other than just stay well during this time, and remember, calisthenics or bodyweight training isn't like a substitute. It is like the way to train. That's such a good way to train. So many people can't do a good push-up technique, yet they go and jump under a barbell, and they just haven't got that kinesthetic awareness, that proprioception to then start applying to an external load. If you can't control your body, should you be looking at working on other things like external to you? Okay, so let's have a look at these questions. 2 secs. All right. Thank you from Brazil. What speed is better for push-ups? I've answered that. Thank you. Good. Wicked. Right. YouTube, I wish you health and wellness during this time. Remember, it's Tim tomorrow. There's a yoga later. Coach Jude, I believe, or Coach Georgie. I can't remember, to be honest. So yoga later. Tim tomorrow. Jacko Thursday. Me Friday. Okay. So see you all later in the week. Love and peace. Right.